And I wonder why little boys are always so violent. I tombstone pile drove the top of Jake Salcedo's head into a rock after school, and that was my best friend. Come summertime at the Boys and Girls Club though, it won't matter. He will still hit anybody in the head with the pool stick for me. This is actually how I became a man. This is a coming of age story. How I became the man you see before you today. Boyhood is something I carry with me, strapped to my leg like a flask. My name is Nate Olison, and I jumped off a bridge because all my friends were doing this. It says, there's nothing wrong with jumping off bridges, as long as you're with your friends. Well, there are certain things in that are like really mystical in my hometown. Like another one is there's a rock place, like a cliff that has Charles Manson's face carved into it, and there's like, you know, so it's like the Manson face. So there's like this grand thing about the Manson face. Or the bridge also falls into that. Like we're at my buddy's beach house basically, and we're all getting really drunk, and I haven't seen these guys in a really long time. So it's really important, you know, that we get to bond and act like assholes again, because we haven't been able to do that for so long. It's been like a year. And we decided we're gonna jump off this bridge. It's over the Ventura Harbor. It's 40 feet up. It's got like, you know, like a big metal gate to prevent you from jumping over. There's a sign that says no jumping. There's policemen on the bridge, etc., etc., etc. But it'd be a really cool idea, I feel like, to be able to say that I jumped off of this bridge in my boxers in a thunderstorm. Mark's dad, while I was in Chicago, had fallen off this 40-foot bridge into the Pacific Ocean or the Ventura Harbor, whichever you prefer to call it. It's really fucking deep, and it's like we've seen like animals and shit, like dolphins and all that shit in there, and like it's just hella deep, and he don't want to do that. So he was really drunk, and he was fucking around on the edge of this bridge, jumped off really wobbly like, and broke his wrist on the water. We all stripped down, and we all sprinted over to the bridge. We had me, my friend Brendan, Kelly, Mark, we all sprinted over there, and then we had to climb up over the gate, and we had to hold on to the gate like this while you're like climbing down and stuff, and you're trying to cling onto this gate, and the lip of the bridge that you can actually put your feet on the opposite side of the gate, like where the water is just barely enough to put your heels on it. And so we're all clinging like this, and then the thunder starts to come. At that point, it's just best to jump. And when you're falling from that high, it's like you have no concept of like distance. Like everything's like you're in like a water slide or something. Like everything is black, the sky is black, the water is black. You can't tell where they separate. All you know is that you're falling and it's gonna hurt, and that's all you know. And the problem was there was a creepy old man in a window next to the bridge who was first of all looking at Kelly because she was in her bra and panties. Second of all, was looking at us because we were breaking the law. Third of all, the Coast Guard was right next door to where we were, to our jump site, and they can easily just fuck you up as much as the cops can. Escape by speedboat, by speed dinghy. Mark has a dinghy, and he's in a yacht club, and so we had a getaway girl, our wheel person, swoop us up away from the Coast Guard's Italian job style to safety. These giggly rascals are my blood. We wore boxer briefs and rain that night. The harbor below us was a black kraken waiting to swallow everything whole. Some things only require trust. I will follow him off of any deepness if he smiled. I think about that deepness whenever I sit down to write. I think about how the back of Mark's Jeep was so cold, we needed blankets to stay alive because that fucker refused to put the top on, and how all our hometown ever had was ghost stories and wet manicured grass on Friday night football stadiums. We impaled inflatable Christmas scenes with their candy cane counterparts, set off firecrackers in front yards and porta potties. We stole the street signs with our names on them. The mischief was a thesis statement. The jump symbolizes the realization that you're not going to be young forever, and wanting to take full advantage of the fact that you are. Sometimes I miss the old stuff, but life is good, and I can tell because everything gets done except the right.